We will actually not find anyone here, but we have a pretty progressed gen here. And for the people play coming in pretty relatively early here as well. And actually, we haven't found DMR here, but we do find scratch marks here over at this highly progressed gen. Is this actually Xe? It is Xe. So we have actually, looks like a quick down coming in onto Xe here. Not going to be able to make anything. 1 rush, 2 rush to prevent this pallet from being made here. And a pickup onto Xe as well. No tunnel out coming through. However, it looks like the gen prog is, while it is coming through here, we don't have a gen pop yet with 2 hooks. So it's a very good start here for Chase, even without a tunnel out here. 1 bound, 2 bound, 3 bound to try to find a down here. Not going to quite happen, though. This Ruin is going to eat away at this gen. Devour Hope is a very strong perk here to play into as well. One bound, 2 bound, maybe to try to get a quick tag here on to DMR, but it's not going to quite land true. I think it was Moon, actually. It was Moon, yeah. We're going to continue Chase onto Moon here. We want to try to get these stacks of Devour Hope in as quickly as efficiently as we possibly can here. Dropping this further pallet. Want to try to play around the pallet as best we possibly can. However, just going to take the break onto it. And no longer are we interested in continuing that chase. We want to head back over to the hub, but we still want to keep our distance enough that we are able to get this Devour Hope stack. And we will actually get it. So that is going to be 3 bounds. And here we have Xe actually heading away from the tile here, best we possibly can. This is actually a very strong build if you know what you're doing here. So these teams definitely know what they're doing. We actually do see someone already heading back over to do this generator here. We have scratch marks heading over to it. Wants to try to stealth out as much as possibly can. And scratch marks will reveal Dark here, heading over to this tile. Wants to head into the locker to try to prevent a dag here. Beautiful stuff from Dark, and we will actually make the window as well. Good stuff coming in from Dark. The question is, can we get this tag relatively quickly here? Dark playing this tile very, very well, but is going to result in a tag over the window. Dark not getting out of that for free here, but 3 generators pop here in the distance. Beautiful stuff from Dark. A flare. It's going to mean that Moon avoids the tag. And we have this seawall here to play around here, dropping the tile. Check spotting it now. And good stuff coming in from Moon to actually avoid that tag here. Needs to avoid it again, but it's not going to quite land through. A bound and a rush from the Blight. Very difficult to avoid a tag. Continuing chase into the main building here. We have this filler pallet over here to play. A instant pre-drop. Wants to play around it here. A reset onto DMR. I think it's Xe, actually. I think DMR was healthy. Wants to try to win this tile here. Is going to be actually doing so. Beautiful stuff from Chase here. Actually win those 50s. Moon did an incredible job as well. And we want to get a hook over by these gens that we suspect are being progressed here. And we actually right in thinking so. Ruin eating away at this generator now, which means a little bit of progress here. Scratch marks coming in onto the side of the map here. And there is Xe. And a tag coming in onto Xe here. Tries to crouch tech in. Not going to quite happen, unfortunately, for Xe. And actually already picking up Moon here. Preventing this Devour Hope. And that is already a reset onto Moon. Resurgence may be coming through here with Will Make It. Needs to try to win these 50s. Is doing so. Beautiful stuff here coming in from Moon. Forced to break the pallet. 1 bound. 2 bounds to try to end this chase, but it's not going to quite land true. Moon avoiding a tag. Yet again, going to be able to make this tile. And this pallet. Another gen popping in the distance. Survivors of Jinx doing an incredible job at preventing the win con from being met, as there's only 3 hook stages on the board, but this is still anyone's game. Chase can make an excellent comeback here. We do have a bit of a 3-gen going on, so this is actually really, really good here for Chase here if we can get these downs in the right position. Heading over to the seawall here, breaking this pallet. Needs to be very, very careful. These gens are being progressed here. Heading over to the main building. All survivors getting ready to attack gens as Dark heads over into the main building. Needs to try to get away from this gen spread and die in a correct spot here, and will be going down. Over in the main building. You can drag this, is the problem.
Mario, you're muted.
Oh. Oh, okay, we're fixed now. Okay, I was wondering why, like, a lot of, I was having a couple issues, with OBS recently, but I think we should be good now. As an unhook is going to be coming in very, very quickly here. Want to patrol these generators. This is a hook in a really good spot here for Chase. Will result the survivor, or will make the survivors have to do something quite drastic, which is just get the pull instantly, as Dark is going to take a borrowed time hit. And you actually can prevent him from making this pallet if you're fast enough, and you will actually do so. Beautiful stuff there from Chase. The question is Decisive Strike in play? Is a pallet save in the cards? And it looks like it might have been, but because it was on the wrong side of where you needed to get it, will not land true here. So we're getting this hook back over by this generator. These gens getting fairly progressed. Main building getting progressed. This gen over here in the corner getting progressed. And it looks like DMR will just be taking a tag here. Beautiful stuff there coming in. Now, you do need to be careful. These two survivors are attacking this hook all at the same time. Meanwhile, Eggsy working that main building. And a tag coming in onto Moon here. The question is, do you continue Chaser? It looks like you actually might. Needs to be careful. We still don't know where Eggsy is. But we do. Looks like Eggsy actually is choosing to go for the unhook here. Very, very smart. Choosing to forego a little bit of gen pressure to make sure that this tunnel out does not happen too quickly here. As for the people play coming in on from Eggsy. Want to continue Chase onto Eggsy. Now, main building needs to be very, very careful. This filler pallet now to play. Needs to get a drop onto it, but Eggsy playing around it very, very well, refusing to drop this pallet here. Looks like might have to now, but Eggsy just greeting and greeting and greeting, refusing to drop that pallet, and still doesn't drop the pallet, and does, and finally gets the stun. Beautiful stuff coming in from Eggsy with the flashlight coming in as well, giving the survivors of Jinx a lot more time here. Resets coming in across the board here. Main building highly progressed. Need to leave it now. Ruin out of play. And a flare coming in from Moon, preventing that tag here, as the main building will continue to be attacked here. A double coming in as well. Needs to leave it, though, as it looks like we will be seeing 3 bounds, 4 bounds. A tag coming in onto DMR. DMR forced now to leave. And a kick onto the main building gen as well. This is actually interesting. So it looks like we might... Ooh, I was going to say we might force lock here, but we are able to make this pallet as the gen does get done in the main building. No need to force that locker here. Very good stuff coming in from Moon. Was counting the bounds here. Is able to make that window. Beautiful stuff. The survivors of Jinx showing their incredible gameplay here. Will actually make this pallet, but choosing to greet it as actually going to result in a down onto Moon. No, it's not! As the pallet comes through to save Moon's life, needs to make this God pallet, but here's the thing, the bounds coming in, and it's not going to quite happen for Moon. Had to dodge it, not going to quite happen, unfortunately. Moon going down. As the gates are open, survivors of Jinx will happily take their outs. That is going to be a 1-0 result in the side of Jinx. Don't go away, ladies and gentlemen. We have yet another game to play to decide, will Jinx just straight up take it, or will Divine Dead be able to hold their own? Stay tuned. And we are back, everyone, for Losers Bracket, round 3 of Jinx versus Divine Dead. On the side of Divine Dead, Trick playing some Dredge here on the Midwich Elementary School. For the side of Jinx, DMR, Exy, Moon, and Dark. Scratch marks instantly being seen by Dark here, wanting to head over, vaulting this window, heading over to this God Palette. Might not even need to drop it. Yeah, we're actually just going to run through it, it looks like. Very smart play coming in from Dark as we have the distance to be able to make even another tile here. Not interested in any sort of shenanigans here. Does not want to interrupt this gen here. Is actually going to run away from it, in fact. Wants to try to maybe get a bit of a mind game going here. But it looks like now we actually want to go ahead and take this tag onto Moon here. The question is, does Moon have a tile here or a palette here to play? Yes, Moon does here, but now is going to be forced into the hands of the Dredge here. And it's going to be a tag onto Moon as well. Very difficult to play around that palette against the Dredge, especially a Dredge that knows what they're doing, like Trick. Heading over to the courtyard here, wants to make it to this God Filler or God Palette. DMR and Exy still working those gens off in the distance here. Is going to be able to make this God Palette, so it's going to result in maybe Trick wanting to leave here, and Trick will in fact leave here, interrupting this gen. Unfortunately, is DMR heading over now over to another Filler Palette. Needs to be a bit careful here. Wants to try to outplay it the best as we possibly can. And vaulting into the killer's arms is DMR. Unfortunate stuff here. Exy working a gen off in the distance still, though that gen probably will pop before we are able to get our next hook here, as DMR wants to head over now to the water tower, or to the tower, to get as much time of a time waste as possible here. DMR unfortunately going down. But a hook or a gen will pop for DMR's troubles as Moon and Dark both get reset. Or both reset together, I should say. Exy popping that gen off in the distance. We do have another generator on the way. Decently progs. Ruin, however, eating up at it. Sloppy Butcher is also a perk to worry about. Hence why that reset took a little bit of time here to come through here. TPing away, wanting to interrupt this generator that we know is highly progressed here. And scratch marks were coming in. Ruin is actually out of play here, so that is something to note here, as we will continue to chase the survivors. Heading over for the unhook. It looks like here's Dark. As the unhook coming in. And it looks like DMR wanting to take as much distance as we possibly can here. But here's the thing, 15-second borrowed time coming through here. Needs to go over through this doorway here. We might have made a bit of a mistake here, as DMR is going to be going down without being able to make anything. Picking up Eruption coming through on that generator off in the distance as well, as our gen efficiency has been slightly halted. A hook on the DMR here. 2 hooks with 4 gens remaining. Not ideal here, especially on a killer like the Dredge. A difficult set here for a lot of teams. There is Exy working this 12 chemistry lab room generator here. Picking the gen here now. Want to get Eruption off onto it. Doing a bit of housekeeping, getting these locks out of the way. Pick up this generator as well. And now there is chase onto Moon here. Wanting to try to mind game this best we possibly can, but we are heading back over to the unhook. Wanting to try to prevent unhook as best as we possibly can. We're actually using the Nightfall very efficiently here, not allowing this unhook to come in for free. Trick doing an excellent job. Body blocking now this hook here. There's no way out of this, as here comes Moon here with the trade. The question is, can we get it? DMR getting off the hook just in time. And now we're continuing for our tunnel out chase here. Moon will be picked up very soon here by Dark. And there it is, the tunnel out chase over and done with. 3 gens remaining. Exy will pop the gen off in the distance, but this is looking a very difficult result here for Jinx. as Moon and Dark will be getting the reset here. Gen pressure completely out the window. No gens to Jinx's name here. You actually do hear Dark here on this tower loop here. Maybe we suspect that Moon is also here. We were right to suspect that, as that is where the reset was actually happening. A tag onto Moon here, and it is going to be a 2-tap here, assuming that Trick gets his power back, and he will. Power coming through onto Trick here. Just a little bit of patience needs to be exercised here, but Moon doing an excellent job circumventing Trick's. Whoa. Oh my gosh, that actually really confused me there. But Eggsy now on another generator. Moon going up on a hook. And there is Dark. It looks like that's actually not the survivor you want to be found here. But Moon will get unhooked here, forcing Eggsy off of his generator. Continuing chase onto Moon. It looks like no. It looks like he just want to head back over to this generator, take advantage of the nightfall here. Doesn't find anyone. Now, the thing is, you might want to take some time here to get resets for Moon and Dark. But there it is, a tag onto Eggsy. Nightfall being played exceptionally well. Dark on this generator. Dark injured as well. Wants to play around this Remnant best we possibly can here. And Dark going to be going down. Trick showing his dominance on the dredge. As Eggsy now wanting to play around this pallet here will actually do so. Getting the stun onto Trick as Eggsy will be able to leave through the window here. Teleporting back down to try to stop Moon, and we will absolutely do so. It is a 2-man slug here. Eggsy, only survivor left to find. And there is Eggsy. This is a 4K with 3 gens remaining for the side of Divine Dead. Needs to play around the Remnant here. And a pickup onto Dark. Be my pallet, says Eggsy. No problem, says Dark. And it will give Eggsy some more time. But here's the thing. Does it even matter, as the Remnant coming through here to prevent Eggsy from getting any more pickups? And that is a 4K with 3 gens remaining. An exceptional result here coming in from Trick. 4K 3, very, very difficult to beat here for Jinx. I have seen it happen before, though. And you have to hand it to Divine Dead here. Despite the Blight game, despite a little bit of a slow start here for them in this loser's bracket, round 2, they've managed to show that they will not be perturbed. When we come back, we will see if Jinx's killer on the dredge can surpass Divine Dead with this exceptional result of a 4K3. Stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to set number 2, game number 2 of our losers bracket, round 2. Let's make some more dredge on the mid-witch here. Dark for the side of Jinx, and for the side of Blind Dead, Khan, Alkali, Chase, and Trick. I think that's Trick, and maybe that's not Trick, actually. There might be someone else. I apologize for any Russian speakers, or to any Russian speakers in chat. I'm not familiar with the lettering, so I could be wrong. I'm gonna refer to them as Yoichi for a little bit, just because I don't wanna say their name incorrectly, but I will be sure to get that right in case we play next set. That was my phone. Why is that on silence? Khan, Chase, and Yoichi both doing gens off in the distance here. Quite a bit of progress coming through as well. And not yet a tag coming in as well. Chase going to be able to vault that window. Gen prog truly being shown here. And it looks like we will have the Remnant coming in as well. But that gen is blocked. The Remnant will do nothing here. Divine Dead showing their incredible gameplay here on the dredge. Dark being very, very patient here, not to do anything drastic, as it looks like some gens will pop in the distance. Chase will finally take a tag, though, but 2 gens will pop for Chase's troubles here. Chase now heading over to, looks like the bathroom. No, this is actually the 2 tile here. We actually do have... This is not a weak loop by any means or any stretch of the word here. Against the Dredge, however, is another story where he can just place a Remnant and force you into a very unfortunate situation as Chase will be going down. Very good stuff here coming in from Dart. Finally getting a down here. Ruin still in play, and Pain Resonance also a judge a factor to consider here. Maybe the survivors don't know that Pain Resonance is in play. We're about to find out. Will the hook be called? And it will be. They now know Pain Resonance is in play here. Yoichi now taking Chase over at this bathroom tile here, going into the piano room, dropping the tile instantly. Is a bit of a 50-50 tile here, unfortunately. The tie condition has already been met, so 1 more generator remaining, and then Divine Dead will take the set. Needs to win a 50-50 here, unfortunately will not do so. Yoichi now heading over to the bathroom here, wants to continue Chase, it looks like. No, it looks like we're just heading back. Maybe we want to try to find another Chase. It's better here. There is Khan here, our For the People player. Needs to try to win this tile here. It's going to be able to do so. Vaulting back over, now taking life over to a much better position. I didn't think life would be allowed. That's my bad. I'm normally familiar with a lot of the rule sets for the enemy's campfire. Dredge was one of them that I admittedly haven't done my full homework on. And we're actually vaulting over this window here, trying to get this down as quickly as possible. Bounce landing actually going to be coming through, as an unhook onto Khan is going to happen as well. Alkali now going to be taking a tag here. Continuing Chase onto Alkali here. Not going to result in a tag or anything just yet. And actually is going to be able to make this window. Khan taking an excellent chase so far. Not allowing the Dredge to really catch up to anything in particular here. We saw the revault of the window there, and Khan actually being able to completely get out of this room and making it to a much stronger loop as well at that. Gonna be actually be making it to the corner filler over here too. Now here's the thing, patience is a virtue, and it's not gonna quite, unfortunately, happen for Khan. Con going down. A Pain Resonance coming through as well. Generators on the way. 2 gens actually being progressed here. And I just realized the win condition actually has been met. This set is going to Divine Dead. Eruption being triggered onto this generator. Injured party into Alkali here. On going into the bathroom. Falling down this bathroom here. A stun on to Dark from Alkali. Good stuff coming in from Alkali. Actually going to be able to vault this window here. This gen about to pop as it forces Chase away from the generator as well. Continuing Chase onto Alkali. We need it down quickly for Eruption to come through here. Is there a window here? No, there isn't. Forcing Alkali to play this tile here. A drop of the pallet will mean instant death here if you're not careful. And Alkali going down. Chase now continuing to work the generator here. Pain Resonance is a factor to be wary of. Going to be able to interrupt the generator here, but here's the thing. Chase just wants to continue it. Chase does not want to stop by any means necessary here. Continuing the generator, but this Pain Resonance will stop it from popping. Good stuff coming in from Dark here to actually prevent that generator from popping here. And a stun onto Dark as well, allowing Chase a little bit more time without getting tagged here. Running through the room as there is Khan most likely coming in for the unhook on to Alkali. But here's the thing. Khan is on death hook. Can no longer go for this trade. It would make no sense whatsoever. Remnant being placed here to try to mind game Khan, breaking this door. Making this loop a little bit more manageable. Alkali now getting unhooked. Meanwhile, Yoichi working a generator up on in the distance here. One tag coming in on to Khan. Wanting to stop progression on this gen here. As Chase will actually prevent a tag. Good stuff coming in from Chase. Remnant coming and being placed here. And a drop of this pallet prevents the tag as well here. Remnant coming through. Can we actually get this tag onto Chase here? We will actually do so. This gen now still being done. Dark continuing Chase here, but maybe you want to leave it. No, you're continuing it. That gen is relatively close here, being doubled now. Eruption not in place, so it will be all the gens being completed. Eruption being in play would have been excellent here. As you don't mind all the survivors dying now at this point, a 4K0 will still mean a win for Divine Dead. As a flashy coming through, but it was a little bit too early. A tag onto Yoichi here, and that's going to be a trade from Yoichi as well. A little bit of tomfoolery going on here on the Midwich Elementary School here. A hook onto Alkali. And a down onto Khan as well. This can be a 4K result here. Chase doing an excellent job preventing this down as too fast here to allow for the survivors to recover. But I just realized everyone's actually slugged here. And that is going to be a 4K0. A win for Jinx in the books here. When we come back, we'll be having the Lich as our tiebreaker set. Stay tuned. The final set of Jinx versus Divine Dead. We are here on the Ormond Lake Mine playing some Lich. For the side of Jinx is DMR. On the side of Divine Dead, we have Alkali, Khan, and I recently found out that is Formand and Chase. We suspect maybe a head-on play coming in on this these lockers here. We are wrong, as we can see. Continuing Chase, wanting to maybe find a new survivor here. We do actually find Formand here, heading over to the main building now. As Khan and Alkali are working gens off in distance here. We'll be interrupting this generator off. Oh no, we won't actually. This is a different side of the map. My bad. A tag onto Formand here. We will be able to continue Chase here on this top side of the map. An Ormond tile, definitely one of the stronger loops for Lich, just because you're able to kind of take advantage of the tiny little bits of elevation. I think that's actually another thing, but I think it's only on like Dead Sands. I don't think that exists on this map here necessarily. And we will be able to use the elevation to our advantage here to get down onto Formand here. Pain Resonance coming through. Can we get it before Khan is able to pop this gen? Yes, we... Oh, now the question is, was that the play? It was, because we will be getting the hook just in time as well. Whew, if that gen was a little bit more progressed, we might have made a bit of a mistake here letting that gen go. But we do actually get it, and it is a better position for this hook to be in as well. I just realized how good this map actually can be for the Lich here with all this elevation that the Lich can actually play around in. Gen does pop in the distance here. We are interested in just simply camping this out. We do actually see Khan here stealthing for this unhook, and DMR does notice it, so we will actually be just stopping that straight up. DMR not going to be able to go for the unhook here. Alkali now going to be forced to go for the unhook himself here. DMR wants to, or Khan wants to hover over it, making sure that we can provide Alkali some time here. But a tag onto Alkali will mean that Formand is able to get the unhook here. A tag onto Formand. The question is, do you go for the tunnel out, or do you simply go for Formand? It looks like you're actually going for Formand here. Maybe a smart play considering the gen pressure that we might actually have. And a cutoff on to Khan here. Good stuff coming in from DMR. Eruption coming through onto this generator. Off in the distance, and a Pain Resonance to suit as well. Gen pressure looking a little bit stunted now because of that incredible play. Wants to try to go for elevation play with those skeletons, but it's not going to quite happen here, as we do see now Formand taking Chase over on this top side of the main building here. Now, this is actually really good. Look at this elevation advantage that you can get. DMR definitely will love to see what this is. Lithe coming through. And a tag and a down onto Formand as well. But it looks like Khan will be taken off of that hook there. And Formand will be going up onto his second hook stage if we can find Formand. There he is. Getting that hook back in the same position here. Do you actually have a 3-gen around here? I should just check that. You kind of do. I mean, you definitely have... I mean, you had until Alkali actually went ahead and popped it. And now Alkali going to be playing for this unhook here. Fly being used at the back of the main building here. Wanting to find Khan here. Now, this could be a little bit difficult here to play around, as Khan will simply be going down here. Was there an elevation thing there? Or was that ping? I think that was a little bit of a ping thing going on there. Khan looked like he actually crouched that, but it does look like it did result in a down, so... And a Pain Resonance coming... Oh, not a Pain Resonance, sorry. Already hooked. You want to find Chase here, as Chase's gen is looking pretty progress. They're about to be down to 1 generator remaining, with only 4 stages on the board here. No deaths just yet. Elevation being taken advantage of here, but unfortunately a little bit unlucky coming through here. Wants to try to get the pallet down, but unfortunately the ping is not going to allow that to happen here. wants to head back over to the unhook here as a gen does pop in the distance over at 1. You do have a good gen spread here. Foreman, it looks like we'll just be working the gen off at the pipes area. Chase now, all to do. It's all up to Chase to be able to put both the unhook and the pickup onto Alkali. But with this position, you might just let Khan die here and then go for Alkali. And it looks like that's exactly what Chase is choosing to do. Go for the pickup onto Alkali here. Elevation being taken advantage of. Can you get a tag there? But no, it's not going to result in a tag. Very good stuff there from Chase, preventing the tag here. Alkali getting picked up now. Khan, it looks like will simply be dying on this hook here. But it looks like they're coming in for the double save. Oh no. It will force Foreman's hand here as we have 2 slugs now. Alkali, or Chase now getting picked up. Pain Resonance going to be activated. And now we know where Foreman is as well. Khan getting out, luckily, but Alkali and Chase both going to be picked up and put on that hook. We are in a very good position. DMR looking to get a really good result here. And that Pain Resonance, actually hearing that scream, we now know where that hook was. We can hook right by it. That is really good for DMR. Hearing that scream is extremely, extremely good here. Why calling that Pain Resonance and getting off that gen is crucial. We're seeing exactly why here. Team play like that is so important. Using the elevation to advantage here. Can we get it down here? Good stuff coming in from Foreman to not actually get that down here. Vaulting that window will not result in a down here. Does need to be careful. Now we are losing a little bit of pressure. Pressure is slipping away. We do see Chase here. Now going to be going down relatively quickly. This pallet is not safe by any stretch of the word here. Chase now going down and going on to their next hook here. Khan working a gen, however, over at the main building here, and it's 50% progress. Not terrible at all. This is not a Pain Resonance either, so you do not have any gen control with the advent of this hook, and you have 2 people on this side of the map getting ready to get the unhook here, sending orb to try to get a bit of information here. We do know that there are people around this side of the map, but it looks like we might just have to let it go. We do have to be careful of this main building. The orb isn't actually going to find Khan, and it will. We are seeing the doubling of that generator there. It is too little, too late. DMR will not get there in time to prevent the unhook here. That is going to be a zero. All the gens being popped here, and it looks like we might be seeing some outs here. Chase now getting unhooked by Alkali. Incredible comeback coming in for the side of Divine Dead, but here's the thing. It's still a lot of stages, especially for a killer like the Lich here. There is Alkali, your ideal Chase, actually. Elevation going to be taken advantage of here. It's going to result in a tag onto Alkali, making this TNL wall. However, needs to win. This tile is actually going to be able to make a pallet here. Not the safest tile, can force a drop, swinging through, and it is going to result in a stun. That was a needed stun to make this next really safe pallet over here. But here's the thing, elevation is something you have to be wary of. It is not super safe against the Lich. In fact, I would argue it's very unsafe against the Lich here, as a town is going to happen onto Alkali, and a hook to suit as well. Your ideal Chase going up on a hook here. 1 gate being opened, not too far away. Resets coming through. You can get all survivors out here, but you do need to be careful about those skeletons as well. Getting this hook over at the tower here. Now you were going to guard it with your life. Khan and Foreman both getting reset off in the distance. Chase still injured. Alkali up on this hook, sending orb to try to get some information onto these survivors here. Can we find anything? Doesn't look like we're able to find anyone. As there is Khan. You don't mind taking Chase here, but because anyone really is a good down to have. But you do need to be careful here. Chase is injured, but like that's gonna change here as Foreman has actually just straight up gotten the reset onto Chase, wanting to head back over to the unhook here. We are seeing the Lich here getting ready to prevent these saves here. Now we need to be very careful with the skeletons here. Tag onto Chase as well. Flying over to try to find Chase, and we might just find it as well. Point tech needs to happen. Can we get the heal tech in time as well? No, we cannot. Can a flashlight maybe come through? No, it cannot. A tag on to Foreman. A tag on to Khan. Alkali, the final survivor standing, but here's the thing, you need to be careful. Maybe this wasn't the best play in the world, as now Alkali has no way out. Oh, wait. I guess he got... Okay, well, he slid through... He kind of slipped through there. That's my bad. I didn't think he would be able to get out that quickly, but that is actually going to be 9 stages on the board here for Divine Dead. Or for Jinx. And when we come back, we will see if Divine Dead's killer can beat that result. Stay tuned. And we are back for the final, most likely, game of Losers Bracket Round 2 here. Trick playing the Lich on the Ormond Lake Mine here. KK, DMR, Moon, and Eggsy for the side of Jinx here. After a decent performance of a 9 stage coming in for Jinx here on the Ormond Lake Mine. Jinx's survivors have it all to play for here, as a drop the pallet will mean a tag for KK, but getting that pallet break will be a bit of a time waste as well. As we are able to make it over to these filler pallets here. Very strong once you have the double up. Oh, no, and that is going to be a down onto KK. Relatively early here, Trick doing very well. To get that down before a gen actually pops here. 3 different gens actually on the board here, and these pain resonance locations are not lucky here for Trick. All on the left side of the map here is definitely not what you like to see. It means that we probably can't really camp very effectively. We will have to see if we can get a tag somewhere. KK getting instantly unhooked here. I wonder if Jinx's survivors will actually play into the death spot a lot more, knowing where the pain resonances actually are. If so, that is really good coordination there from Jinx. And Moon actually now taking chase over on this right side of the map here. We might see Moon dying here as well. Good try from Trick to try to navigate this tile and get a quick tag onto Moon. But Moon, not all the wiser for it. Vaulting through the window and just running through is Trick. Gonna be able to make this this shack, or this pallet, my bad. Vaulting through, and it will result in a tag here coming in from Moon, as we now want to head down the map here. Wants to try to mind game Moon a little bit. Not going to quite happen, as we are able to remake these pallets over here. Skelly's being shot, and it's going to be just barely short. Not going to result in a down onto Moon here. Breaking this pallet, heading back over to the tile. Going to be able to make it as well. Sending out Orb to try to find Moon here. Moon going to be able to vault the window, lasting quite a relatively long time here. 2 gens have popped in the distance. A half one remaining as well. Eggsy on the generator as well. Moon continuing to take chase over in this main building here. Do we know about the pain resonance thing? The question is, will we actually be dying in that spot again? Running through the pallet. Do we actually make the pallet in time again? No, we barely do not. And that's going to be a pickup on to Moon. And now we can finally take advantage of our pain resonance hooks here, but not before we actually hear progress on this main building gen. Urban Evasion coming through to try to just get a little bit faster away from this generator pain resonance on this main building generator as well. Eggsy continuing to work that generator over off in the distance. Orb coming in, trying to find Yamar. No sighting of DMR, unfortunately, so DMR actually will be the one stealthing for this unhook here. Eggsy continuing to work that generator off in the distance, and KK working the generator over by the pipes. So there's 2 highly progressed generators, and no choice from Trick but to try to find out where that could be. And we are seeing a tag on to KK as well, pretending to fly away, now heading back over to the gen, maybe to try to trick up KK, but KK a little bit wiser to it, knowing what Trick is doing, heading back over to the top side of the map here, over to where the pain resonance hooks, however, are. Need to actually play these tiles very effectively. We're actually going to loop this area. Orb coming through to try to know exactly what KK is doing. And we will actually make these filler pallets here, but breaking the window as well, but not quite. Ping! Gonna come through for Trick and KK will be going down. DMR working a generator off in the distance yet again here. Main building being doubled. Can we actually get this generator done before pain resonance finishes? It will actually be pretty close. Pain resonance will actually come through just before they're able to pop the generator. Main building now going to be interrupted by Trick here, but a generator off in the distance over at Shack going to be interrupted, or going to be popping, my bad. Moon and DMR both now taking chase here. Head-on was coming through, but it looks like Trick was just the wiser to it. Elevation coming in to try to get it down onto DMR, but DMR dodging the skeletons very well here, but unfortunately a down onto DMR, onto this pain resonance hooked here. This is now Trick's Dominion. Can we actually find a 4K? A slug onto DMR. There is Moon, and Moon is going to be going down. We are heading back over for the unhook. KK getting unhooked by Eggsy. Our pressure, unfortunately, nothing we want to risk. We want to simply play it safe here and take our hook onto TMR. as there is Eggsy. Now we want to get this hook on to this main building. Gen here, we want to be able to progress, or scout this generator. Wow, oh no, we will not be able to get the pickup onto Moon here. Eggsy going to be forced to run away. Moon now getting picked up as well. This is, I believe, a pain resonance hook. I think Moon... No, it's not, actually. The question is, will we be seeing tags coming in for the side of Jinx here? Will it be enough? It will, unfortunately, not be enough, as Moon going to be going on to his second hook. KK leaving the main building, working this middle generator here. Good progress coming through, or being sent now. Question is, are we wise to it? We are not. We're going to continue sticking that generator here. Going to find KK on that generator. Need to go and stop it now. DMR and Eggsy going to probably be resetting. No, it looks like Eggsy just simply wants to go for the unhook. Yeah, it looks like Eggsy's just going to be going for the unhook. Not interested in resetting just yet. The pressure that we have right now, it'd be a little bit scary to actually get that reset because we're letting Moon sit for a relatively long amount of time here. Eggsy taking a tag. Sending our orb over to that generator as well again. Finding both DMR and KK, doubling it. It is really close to popping here. Skeleton's not quite ready to fly. As we're continuing chase, it looks like onto KK. Elevation, maybe we can find it. We can't, as KK threads the needle through the skeletons. Very, very good stuff. The gen over at main building now being doubled by both Eggsy and Moon here. They will be able to get it done before it looks like Trick Chick will be able to get this down. Or being sent, but it's too little, too late as the gen pops. A down onto DMR for your troubles. The reminder, 9 stages is our tie condition, 10 stages is our win condition. So, the question is, can we hit that at least 9-stage mark to replay the set? There is KK. No, this is Moon. That's my bad. Playing this tower relatively effectively here. Now heading down. KK taking an FTP for DMR. Probably a smart play considering what the win condition is. Skeletons, elevation. You got to be very careful here. But it looks like we are just simply going up more elevation here. And it will result in a down for Moon. Can't take the hook. Too much time would be wasted heading over to the gate to try to stop it. No progress to speak of, however. These gates are definitely for Trick here to actually make a play. That would be very good. We are seeing scratch marks on this main building. Now, here's the thing. Are the survivors already rotated for these gates? They are a little bit. I gotta stop switching POVs, I just realized. So this map has a bit of a bug where as you switch POVs, as you can see, the snow kind of gathers here. So we're going to be staying on Trick's POV for the rest of the match here. Won't be able to switch to see what the survivors are doing. Scratch marks coming through. There is KK. But even if you get KK here, it just simply won't be enough as the survivors of Jinx will be taking their outs. And that means loser's bracket is gonna go to Jinx. Very well played to both teams here. Here is the endgame Mori. The first one actually in this entire matchup. Congratulations to Jinx and well played to Divine Dead. We have one more game today to play out, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go away. There is one more exciting game to come here today on Saturday. Stay tuned for that, and we'll see you all there. Goodbye.